punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat.
Would all of the VIP super chatters please come to the front stage? You know who you are. OU Kurt, Mark Cleveland, the Silva Brothers, Austin, Double A, Terry Roberts, please report to the front stage. D2W Stu, your presence is required at the front stage. Unberger, I see you. Tony Turley, we see you lurking over there. Nolan Mendoza, Bender. If you want your name mentioned in this song, all you gotta do is drop a $14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
It's a blue button.
Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat.
Run it back, Ma.
Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat.
Would all of the VIP super chatters please come to the front stage? You know who you are. OU Kurt, Mark Cleveland, the Silva Brothers, Austin, Double A, Terry Roberts, please report to the front stage. D2W Stu, your presence is required at the front stage. Unberger, I see you. Tony Turley, we see you lurking over there. Nolan Mendoza, Bender. If you want your name mentioned in this song, all you gotta do is drop a $14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
It's a blue button.
Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat.
Run it back, Ma.
Live from Smitty1.com studio. Live from Smitty1.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Yo, welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Smitty, and let me cue the music, and let me get on over to the better side of the studio. Cue the music down. We have a show for you today. First of all, I want to welcome you all to the den, to the psychology ward of the Fantasy Football Show. This is the place where we come to think and put our big brains together. Can you guys hear me okay? I want to make sure before I rant and rave, everybody can hear me loud and clear. I believe you can. Let me even turn that mic down a little bit. It sounds like I'm reverbing out here. Okay, so we've got a show for you today. This is the ranting area, the psychology ward, the learning center of the fantasy football show. The psych chair. The psych chair. You put your feet up, you vent, you talk about what's going on in the fantasy football world. You guys hear me okay? Okay, good, loud and clear. We've got a pandemic going on in the fantasy football world. It's called Jonathan Taylor. It's called Saquon Barkley. It's called Nick Chubb. It's called drafting running back in 7 to 12 because everyone told you have to. Drafting running back in 7 to 12 because that's what you do. That's what you've been told to do. And you've been made to feel as if going Adams or Tyreek Hill or Diggs at 7 to 12 is a mistake. But what's a mistake? A mistake's betting on a guy like Jonathan Taylor, who just lost his quarterback, who's going to be facing 8-man front after 8-man front, who just lost his offensive lineman for God knows how long, in Nelson. I don't know how long. Did we see what? I think it's potentially 5 to 12 weeks for him too. We don't even have a timetable on Nelson yet. But Nelson's out. Wentz is out. Wentz, I would not count on coming back and staying healthy. This is a guy that couldn't stay healthy for the life of him in Philly. And now he comes over and has an immediate issue. I'm not counting on this offense moving the football down the field at all. And everyone keeps wanting to. I don't know if it's because you own him already. I don't know if it's because you like rooting for the underdog. I don't know what it is, but the truther that comes at you hardcore and says, Jonathan Taylor is going to ball and you're going to be sorry. That guy has to own him in at least 2 or 3, I would say maybe 4 leagues, because there's just no explanation for that kind of defense. Like, if you came to me and said, Smitty, I sure hope you're wrong. I'm rooting for JT. I think JT could probably do it. I think they'll lean on him more. I like Eason a lot. I've done my research on him. I could buy into that and be like, bro, trust your gut. Take him in 1 league. What's the harm? You play like 15 leagues, Bill. Like, what's 1 league? Who cares? Do it. Do it. Have fun. Have a blast. Go play grandma and have Jonathan Taylor. But when you come to me and say, you're going to be sorry, JT's going to ball out, I completely disagree with you on this one, Smitty. Like, you have no legs to stand on other than I own Jonathan Taylor. What's up? Hi, I'm a Jonathan Taylor owner, and I own 5 shares, and I can't let go. Or I'm afraid to admit that we're looking down a bleak tunnel where they're going to be 3 and out more often than they're not. And that's not going to move the football down the field. When you don't move the football down the field, you don't get in scoring position. When you don't get in scoring position, you don't score touchdowns. When you're 3 and out, you have less opportunity. When you're playing from behind, that means you're throwing the football in the 3rd and the 4th quarter. So how is Jonathan Taylor going to get the football, Bill, if they're literally trying to play from behind every single game and being unsuccessful getting first downs in those scenarios? It's not like, oh, they're playing from behind 3rd and 4th quarter. They'll just keep throwing to Jonathan Taylor. Not when it's 3 and out, Bill. Okay? Not when it's 3 and out. I don't like Barkley. I'm fading. I love Barkley as a person. I'm rooting for him. I want to make sure that's clear. I'm not wishing injury upon anyone. I'm not trying to take victory laps on players that I've been down on and then things get worse for him, like with Barkley or MT or with Akers. But this is all about predicting risk. And lessons need to be learned when something like the Mike Thomas situation unfolds. And we'll get to that in a second. But with Barkley, I've been cautioning everybody for a while now to stay away from Barkley at 3, 4, 5. And I said about a month ago, Barkley at 4, Elliott at 9, we need to swap them. And I'm not trying to say we had so much power, our fantasy football community has so much power that we're the ones that drove that change, but what did you see happen over the case of the last month? Barkley dropped, Elliott climbed, they swapped places. Now Elliott's a staple in 5 to 7, Can you guys still hear me okay? I think you can hear me okay. All right, good. Barkley is a complete avoid for me. Why do I say complete avoid? Because in order to own him, you've got to draft Barkley at 7, 8, 9, 10 at the latest. That means you must own Barkley by 10 or 11. And because Barkley won't fall into round 2, I'm not a moron. I know I'm not going to own him. So I can tell you with certainty, I am completely 100% avoiding Barkley in 2021 because I will not get a whiff of Barkley anywhere near where I'm willing to take him, which would be round 2. And that might make some of you chuckle. That might make some of you laugh, and that's fine. I laugh all the time. It's good for the soul. But I'm taking Diggs. I'm taking Adams. I'm taking Tyreek Hill. I'm taking DK Metcalf over Barkley. And you may be like, whoa, it's a running back. Whoa, where's my megaphone? Whoa. Whoa!
Whoa, Smitty. Is that loud? Smitty, Barkley's a running back, though. Did you know that? Barkley's a running back, Smitty?
Yes, Bill. I know that Barkley's a running back. Who told you you have to take a lesser player because he's an RB?
I don't know, but I feel like that's exactly what I must do because everyone says you must take a running back, Smitty. An RB, it's called an RB, Smitty.
Why have we ignored the wide receiver? Tell me when. How many years old was I when a wide receiver became irrelevant at the end of round 1 or even pick 7? I'll tell you exactly when. Let me tell you a little story. You ready for story time? There was a man named Devontae Adams who was getting drafted in round 1. And once upon a time, a guy named Aaron Rodgers pretended he might be done. So, little Billy and Bobby and Uncle Sam decided that they would draft a guy named Cam instead of Adams, instead of Hill, instead of Diggs. I'm making this up as we go. What a thrill. So, our number 1 wide receiver named Adams was being ignored to the tune of a round 2, which basically made a wide receiver a piece of poo. So if your number 1 wide receiver is getting drafted in round 2, how the hell are you supposed to take one instead of a Chubb, a Barkley, a Cam, or whoever else you feel like's going around at the end of round 1? You're going to essentially, the rhyming stopped, okay? You're essentially telling what I think happened. This is where I think things got confusing for people. Is your round 1 wide receiver, Adams, your staple, your poster child for round 1 wide receivers, fell to round 2. So everybody just shoved everybody below Hill, Diggs. They all got shoved to round 2 as well. They thought, oh, if Adams isn't worth a round 1 pick, then no wide receiver is worth a round 1 pick. No one felt comfortable drafting Hill as the first wide receiver. Nobody felt comfortable drafting Diggs as the first wide receiver. And if Adams was no longer worth a top 7 pick, everyone kept just ignoring wide receiver. I really believe that's what happened. And so now you have this, I have to take Chubb. I have to take Barkley. It's a good value. They're dropping too far. No, because there's a guy named Antonio Gibson, the man we call Gibby, sitting there in round 2 waiting to be your running back 1. This little boy would love to be your running back 1. There's nothing more he'd love in the world than a shot to be your running back 1. Najee Harris might lead the league in carries in 2021 as a rookie. This man would love to be your running back 1 if you're so willing to interview him for your running back 1 spot. Clydey boy Edwards-Helaire would love a shot at redemption to be your running back 1. Do you need to take them in round 1? No. My whole point is, why go with Barkley? Why go with Taylor? Why go with Chubb, who I believe, despite the extension, which is a good news, I will admit, that there might not be a current knee injury that he's going through right now, that he's fully recovered. He looks like he's fine. The problem is, Nick Chubb is probably one of the better bets in the NFL to miss time due to a knee injury. And I'd put his risk severity at, if you're doing a 1 to 10, 10 being extreme risk, 1 being no, I put Chubb at a 9 in terms of potential knee injury. And if you want to say,
What makes you the injury predictor, Dr. Smitty? Okay?
I have had more knee injuries than all of your grandmothers combined. Okay? Your grandmother's hip is basically my knee. And I know a little bit about knee injuries. I also feel like we've done pretty good on the show so far with Akers, Mike Thomas, fading Taylor weeks ago, and Barkley essentially starting fading him over a month ago. We have a pretty good track record this year. If you want to complain about gut instinct, this might not be the show for you. I must say, about 50 to 60% of everything you're going to get from me is going to come from my gut. And if I didn't land things ever, I wouldn't have anybody watching. How many do we have watching right now? And have you punched the thumbs up? Okay, so 64 of you, hit that thumbs up. I'm officially Smitty approving. I'm officially Smitty approving the first round wide receiver once again. We need to get back to first round wide receiver drafting. Am I telling you not to take Zeke? No. Am I telling you not to take Kamara or Cook? Make sure you cuff them. No. Christian McCaffrey's my 1.1. No question about it. If you want to go Henry, I do believe Henry's going to ball. I can't say this enough because people are going to say that I didn't like Henry in week 1. Henry's going to ball out in week 1. Henry's going to ball out in week 2. Ball out in week 3. Henry, to me, will eventually hit a wall. The man, over the last 2 years, has 700 plus carries. He will cross over 1,000 carries in less than his last 3 seasons in the NFL. That is a big avoid for me. But I still would draft him if he fell far enough because I could trade him high. His value will be through the roof. He will start off on a tear. It's just a matter of when he breaks down. When does he hit that wall? And, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I would draft him and trade him by week 10 because I believe he will hit that wall somewhere around that point. Past those running backs, past Zeke Elliott, it's wide receiver season again in my mind. Here at the Fantasy Football Show, I am Smitty approving wide receiver after Elliott. You could throw Henry in there, like I said, with the clause that you will trade him, and you will put down an agreement between you and I that you will shop him by double-digit weeks. I Smitty approve Henry, Elliott, Cook, Kamara, McCaffrey, but I don't Smitty approve Chubb. I don't Smitty approve Barkley. I don't Smitty approve Taylor. None of those guys over the top 3 wide receivers in 2021. And don't at me. Don't look at me funny. Don't ask me the repeated question I see over and over. But Smitty, what about running back? I just told you. Okay? Clyde Edwards-Helaire's waiting to be a running back 1 in round 2. Najee Harris is dying to get the shot. And let me tell you another thing. If you think for a second that I'm going to force running back in round 2 because I went wide receiver in round 1, you've got another thing coming, because this man right here, the man you trust, the reason you are here, this man right here goes best player available at every single draft selection I make. And no, that doesn't mean, Noah, that I'm going to take a quarterback in a 1 QB league and take a quarterback again right after because it's the best player. Best player available also considers who you have to start and all of that. There's more complexity to best player available than just the best player scoring. It's the best player available with all the things to consider. If two players are equal in value, you do lean positional need. Or if they're extremely close, you could lean positional need. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule, but in general, if I take Diggy boy at 1.08 or 1.09, I'll take Diggs there. Don't test me, I will. I'll take him with a smile, and I don't care who thinks that Diggs is too early at 1.8, 1.9. If I take Diggs there, and you think I'm just going to force running back, let's say a bunch of you sharks go, let's snipe Smitty, and you take Harris, Gibson, and Clyde right before my pick, and now I'm on the clock, and I've got to decide between JT. Oh my God, you're going to pass on Jonathan Taylor in the second round? But Smitty, whoops. But Smitty,
He's an RB, Smitty.
can't even get my own megaphone to work. He's an RB, Smitty. How are you going to pass on an RB in round 2? Look, I'm not saying I wouldn't take JT in round 2. I would if everything fell and unfolded a certain way. He's got that feeling of he's going to disappoint, but he's also going to have a string of games where he's phenomenal. Much like last year. Do you remember? Think back. Owning JT, think back. Disappointment, little shine of something, disappointment, fire. JT has the makings of an up and down player walking into 2021. You can say whatever you want. You can look at me and say, JT's the man, Smitty, and he's going to prove you wrong. He might do really well. He's not going to prove me wrong. I'm telling you he's going to do well, Bill. He's going to be fantastic 4 strings of games. But do you draft him? Do you, Bill, draft him over a guy like DK Metcalf, over a guy like Calvin Ridley, who could be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy football? DK could be the number 1, 2, or 3 wide receiver in fantasy football. Justin Jefferson could be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy football. JT cannot be the number 1 running back in fantasy football. He's not set up for it. At some point during the year, could he play like a top 5 running back? Abso-freaking-lutely, and that's why I consider him. That's why at some point I will draft Jonathan Taylor. At some point, he's going to look real attractive. Everything is a scale in fantasy football, okay? In the middle, when the scale is balanced, you have risk over here, reward over here. When the risk is too heavy, the scale goes like this. Right now, Jonathan Taylor, the scale is tipped in the direction of risk. When he falls and the risk goes this way and the upside is heavier than the risk and that scale hits the bottom floor on the side of upside, I will be back in the graces of drafting Mr. Jonathan Taylor. And I'll take him. I don't know where that's going to be yet. I got to digest it. Maybe it falls in round 2. I'm going to tell you it's going to be specific to the flow of draft. I can't give you an exact number. But there will be a time where I go, okay, maybe almost 3rd drafted player value. You're all going to laugh at that right now. I know it. Jonathan Taylor, 3rd round. Are you kidding? I'm not necessarily saying that's where he's going to fall, Bill. I'm telling you, once you get to a place where you're drafting a Diggs, maybe you trade up into the bottom of round 2, and you've already got DK, Diggs, and now you take Taylor. That's the kind of feel where Taylor could very much earn his ADP. You package in a lot of risk. The risk is baked in, boys, at that value. Until then, Jonathan Taylor is too big of a risk to pass on for a top 5 wide receiver. You heard it from me. Same thing with Barkley. Barkley's going to look really good for a string of games, but will it be in weeks 1 through 5? You don't know the answer to that. If you say yes, then you're guessing. You're guessing just like you guessed about Mike Thomas. He's fine. Mike Thomas is fine. He's Mike Thomas. You're going to be sorry, Smitty, about Mike Thomas when he blows up. No, Bill. Because you know what happened? You guessed that he had surgery, Bill. And even when you heard he did have surgery, you immediately ran. I got DM after DM. A lot of you know who you are. I got DM after DM after Mike Thomas surgery got announced. And what did I tell you? What did I DM every single one of you? You are assuming a lot, Bill. You're assuming you heard he had surgery and you immediately assume everything's fine. Then you found out the surgery just happened and you started crapping in your pants. A couple of sharts came out. You had to run to the little boys' room, change the pants, and you were very, very much in freak out mode, as you should have been. Because Mike Thomas proved all season last year you didn't know what was going on with him. Cricket sounds all year long. And then what happened? Cricket sounds all off season. If anybody thinks that's going to change going into the remaining, 5 to 18 week period we're about to go through, you got another thing coming. You aren't going to hear crap about Mike Thomas until it's either too late or he's back and, hey, maybe he looks good. I don't know. Round 7, 8, maybe I take a chance, but past that, no way I'm even drafting MT over a Jerry Jeudy. No way I'm drafting MT over a Mike Thomas in round 5, 6 or a Javonte Williams in round 5, 6. Good Lord, are you telling me you might even consider that? Drop a receipt in the comments. Let's get that on record. Javonte Williams is about to drop fire. And you know what I love? I love this beat writer that wrote that Melvin Gordon has a firm grip on the starting running back job. I love it. It's probably the best news we could have got all week because now everyone's going to back off a little bit on Javonte Williams, but not for too long because all it's going to take is another beat writer, another respected beat writer that's going to say, hey, guess what? Javonte Williams looks fantastic. I literally spilled my soda all over watching him rumble on a 55-yard touchdown breakaway run in practice, and then it's to the moon for Javonte Williams and his value. If this man is anointed the starting job, or he's, I'd say like coaching staff approved publicly, or if Melvin Gordon suspension news breaks, or Melvin Gordon all of a sudden is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks because he's an old man, and I'm an old man. I'd be an old man. I'd be a retired running back if I was in the NFL. I'm not saying anything disparaging about how his actual age, but in running back years, it's like dog years. Every year is like a 7-year amount of time for a running back. Melvin Gordon's about 95 years old in terms of running back years. And I'm going to calculate what running back years. Let's figure this out. We'll do this soon. What is a running back year? I think it's like maybe 2 or 3 years per year for a running back. Melvin Gordon's an old man. And if you think he's going to stay healthy, watch. As soon as the injury report shows him for Melvin Gordon's got a little knee bruisey poo. Melvin Gordon's going to miss about 4 to 6 weeks. Javonte Williams could climb right underneath Najee Harris, just sniffing his boots, and these two will be 1 and 2 in drafts. They'll go boom, boom. And Javonte Williams, it won't shock me at all. In fact, I'll predict that him and Harris are like this. I think Javonte Williams could outscore Najee Harris. And I like Harris. I'm taking Harris at 14, 15, 16. I no longer love Harris in the first round. Even in redraft, I was tempted to go 11, 12. About a month or two ago, once the offensive line issues started arising again, and the release of one guy, signing of another guy, injury concern all over the place with that offensive line. I think it's a little overblown, but I think Harris is still very much worthy of a 12 to 15, 12 to 16 overall pick in a redraft sense. DeCastro wasn't the biggest, replacing DeCastro was good. That news broke later on the same day that DeCastro was released. I remember doing a live. I remember it was on a Tuesday or Thursday show, and I came on and said, whoa, we need to pump the brakes on Najee Harris at like 12, 11 in redraft. I still feel that way because I believe those wide receivers like Hill and Diggs and Adams all deserve to go right ahead of him in redraft. Not in Dynasty, but in redraft. But Harris is a lock in my 14 to 15 to 16. That protects you. It bakes in the risk, boys. And then at that point, who's calling me? I'm live right now. That family member doesn't watch my show. Like that's kind of insulting right there. When someone calls you during your stapled 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. show, when your own brother when your own brother calls you at 5 p.m. Eastern, it's kind of insulting because you know he doesn't watch your show. Where were we at? To end my rant, head back to the captain's chair. I'm going to say this. I don't want any of you... Hold on. Let's put the cane back. I don't want any of you taking away from this that I won't draft JT at some point. Good Lord, I'm on a show! I don't want any of you thinking that I hate Jonathan Taylor, that I'm rooting against Barkley, that I think Barkley can eventually get to form. I just want you guys to be careful with your first round pick. And if you're drafting at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, just drink a whole bunch of soda and it's about to come up. If you're drafting at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you need to get back to the wide receiver mentality because those running backs are waiting for you in round 2. I'm going to tell you right now with a straight face, I honestly like JT. I honestly like Gibson more than I like JT. I would draft Gibson if I'm on the clock at 14 overall. I'm drafting Gibson ahead of JT. I'm drafting Gibson ahead of Barkley. I am. I'm drafting Najee Harris ahead of Barkley in redraft and of course Dynasty. I'm drafting Gibson ahead of Barkley in redraft. And I quietly, don't tell anyone, I quietly like Clyde Edwards-Helaire more than Barkley and JT in 2021. Now, Gibson and Harris you might have to actually draft ahead of Barkley and JT if you're on the clock at 14. And those two fell to you. And if you think JT, with this news today about Nelson being hurt, Wentz being out for a significant time, if you don't think JT's going to fall and tumble into round 2, you got another thing coming, JT Truther, because it's going to happen. And I've been predicting a lot of this to come unfold the way it has so far this offseason. So just have a little patience. If you truly believe JT won't tumble, he will tumble. Barkley's tumbling already. Barkley's unsure himself where he's going to be for week 1. One more report like that, Barkley and JT will both sit at the top of round 2. Now, I don't believe there's enough people in this world that can think logically enough to allow him to fall any further. But if you, the Fantasy Football Show people, are on the clock at 14 and Barkley and JT are sitting there, I urge you to look at Gibson. I urge you to look at Harris. And I quietly like Clyde more, but guess what? Clyde's going at that turn. He could still go in round 3 with Grandma. Your grandma doesn't know what's going on. Your grandma doesn't know how big he's going to be in PPR. He might fall to 3.2 in your grandma league. But Clyde, my point being, if you're sitting there at 1.8, 1.9 and you're like, I got to take Barkley or the league's going to make fun of me, I got to take JT because it's what you got to do, right? Trade down. I implore you, trade down. I am the master at draft pick trading. If anybody wants to challenge that there's somebody in the industry that talks about draft pick trading more than I do, implements it more than I do, practices what they preach more than I do, or gives you more training on draft pick trading, speak now in the comments and let's see. And we'll all tell you in unison to take a lap. Nobody talks about draft pick trading like I do. Nobody has multiple kick the can down the road approaches for you. In fact, we're going to do this next. I'm going to the board and we're doing draft pick trading session on the marker board right when I get over to the command seat to the captain's chair. But I'm going to tell you right now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if you're drafting at 8 or 9 and you can trade down to a 2.11 and a 3.02, give up your 1.6. Give up your 1.5. Give up your 1.7. Make that guy at 2.11 and 3.02 because he's got those 2 picks right there. Make him give you those 2 picks for your 1.4, 5, 6, 7. As long as it's not the 1.1. I do like McCaffrey a ton. And everybody else I'm willing to trade. In fact, My best advice I could give any of you is if you don't hold the 1.1, trade it for that 20. If you don't own the 1.1, trade every other pick for that 2.11 or 2.10 and that 3.2 or 3.3. Whatever picks the person has. So if they have the 2 and the second pick, they're going to obviously have the second to last pick. And they're obviously going to have the second pick in the third round. My point being is take those two very tight group together, second and third round picks, those bookend or near bookend picks. Take that for the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. Yes, I like Jefferson and Clyde more than I like the number 2 overall. Think about it. Why would you not? Why would you not trade number 2 overall, number 3 overall, or number 4, or number 5, or any pick below? Let's use number 2 because it's got the most value. Why would you not trade the number 2 overall for Justin Jefferson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire? For Justin Jefferson and J.K. Dobbins? Tell me one person that doesn't think that would be a good trade. Because it is the best way out of any first round pick that is not Christian McCaffrey. I'm actually not a fan of any first round pick at all in 2021 that is not Christian McCaffrey if my alternative is to trade down and get somebody's second and third rounder. Now, granted, you might have to kick back a pick, okay? Don't kick back a fourth rounder. Play hardball as late as you can. Try not to kick back a fifth rounder. Try to give him a seventh. And if you think this won't work, if you give me that comment, or Schmitty, this doesn't work, then you're dealing with a guy that doesn't trade. I can't help you on that. You're dealing with a league that has no trading ability at all. They don't trade in your league. I can't help you with that. I can't force your league mates to trade. Just because you have that uptight dude at those 2 draft slots that just don't trade anything. You could offer them anything. They won't accept it. I can't help you. I can't help you in every scenario. But I do know if I don't hold the 1.1, I'm going to try my darndest to get those bookend or close to bookend second and third round picks in exchange for my number 2 overall. Best approach ever. And especially in PPR, you're looking at DK, you're looking at Ridley, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, Clyde Boy, Edwards-Helaire, J.K. Dobbins. I think is going to be bigger in PPR than a lot of people understand or even predict or even think could happen. J.K. Dobbins was top 5, I believe, in efficiency last year at the running back position. Just wait till he gets more work. And you better play PPR, okay? Only your grandmother plays non-PPR. Play PPR. This is ridiculous. I get people constantly saying, hey, Smitty, I play PPR too. I love the rankings. Hey, when are the non-PPR rankings coming out? Look, I produce those. I produce a couple sets of them in like a one-off article on sleeperu.com, which you can find by everything by going to smitty1.com. But I don't know how you're not playing in PPR. PPR is the way. It's the way it is. And non-PPR is very, very old school. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, J.K. Dobbins, Javonte Williams are all going to have a lot of PPR value. Travis Etienne looks fantastic. We'll talk about him in a minute. We might do the news and then the draft pick trading. So I'm going to head over to the captain's chair, and I appreciate you joining me for our first segment. Our very first segment. In the new part of the studio. Oh, what is going on, everyone? 98 of you in here. I didn't even see that because I'm over there ranting and raving. How do you guys like the new show, the new atmosphere over there? I have no idea what to do as strategy anymore. 0.5, yes. Good. Thank God, the 1.1. Hola. What's going on, big dog? What's going on, Alexander? Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. We are back to 100 viewers per show, ladies and gentlemen. That means football season is here, and I'm super amped to have you all here. How did you guys like the psychology, the den? That segment good for you? The rant area, the rant part of the studio. I'm excited to bring you a bunch of news. As you see on screen, 1.7 to 1.12. No Barkley, no Taylor. Consider wide receiver. We need you in the chat so you can yell at Noah. Is Noah in here? Is Noah in here? If Noah's in here, we got to play the sound. Noah? We do have this sound for Noah, but this is Noah's sound. Welcome to the show, Noah. Noah gets his own theme song. Door League is coming. Everybody keeps asking me about the Door League. I've said this a couple times. You won't hear anything until it's ready. So you're not missing out. I will put on a ticker everybody that's in Door League 1 on every Tuesday and Thursday show, I believe, starting Thursday. So you will soon see your name up here, and if you don't see it and you think you're supposed to be in the Door League, you can yell at me and I'll figure it out. But the Door League 1 will probably draft August 15, so that means you will hear something in the next week or so, but you may not hear anything for a little bit. We just hit 7.1K on YouTube. Thank you all. Keep sharing the show. I want everybody's grandmother here. Everybody's grandmother better be here by the end of the week. Okay, so spread the word. Noah is our character in the show. Kind of jealous, says Webb. Yeah, we like Noah. Noah's growing on us. He's called our North Star. Basically, whatever Noah says, we tend to look in the other direction, but that's okay. That's how this works, and we love Noah for that. Dominic wants to be in the Door League too. Absolutely. And Dominic, let me go write your name on the door as we speak. Dominic wants to be in Door League 2. Dominic Lombardo. Let me spell that right. Dominic Lombardo. Dominic, you are in Door League 2, young man. I'm going to put you right below the handle. Dom Lombardo. Oh, I wrote you on top of the Apple logo. Dom, you're on the door right below the handle, and the Door League 1 will be drafting, I want to say about August 15. Door League 2 will be drafting about August 30th. And you can pre-rank if you can't make the draft or whatever, you'll be fine. There's a pre-rank feature, but hopefully you can make it. We're not doing a long draft because we have so many picks to get through. It'll probably have a pretty long timer. I imagine like a 2-minute or 5-minute timer because it's such a big league. I don't want people missing their pick. But Door League 1 will be drafting, and again, names will be at the top next show. Door League 1 will be drafting about August 15. Door League 2 will be August 30th. And maybe we have a Door League 3. Noah's complaining. Complaint of the day, Smitty, make a regular league so I can join. Door League 2 is a regular league. Okay, in the news today, we're going to switch to news. Okay, in the news today, Dak Prescott. Actually, real quickly, let's go back to the Colts injury. So, Nelson, who knows how long Nelson's going to be out? It could be a month, it could be longer. Bottom line is it's time to panic and worry about Jonathan Taylor. Don't draft him in round 1. I didn't get to see what a lot of you said about that, so I will be interested if you guys want to drop your thoughts now. That will help. Tell me what you think about Jonathan Taylor and where you would draft him. I'm suggesting nobody draft him anywhere near round 1. This is just yet another reason why to avoid him. But the first reason should have been Carson Wentz going down. Stacked boxes, not moving the football, no red zone opportunities compared to normal. It's going to be a mess for Jonathan Taylor, a very up and down year. I do believe there will be a time frame where you will actually see Jonathan Taylor popping off and being a really, really good top, 10 running back. But how long will it take him to get to that point? And will it be too hit and miss to be a first round talent? I agree. Barkley, I don't know that I draft. I see this question or this comment here from Brandon. He says Barkley over Taylor. I don't even know that I can answer that question. I don't know that I feel comfortable even saying Barkley over Taylor because Barkley he admittedly doesn't know where he's at with his knee. And there's a really strong shot Barkley could miss week 1. Nobody's talking about it, but there is that chance. Now, there's a chance he plays week 1. There's a chance his progress goes really well and he starts getting better faster and gets to a point where he's like, we're good. That could happen too. No one really knows. The bottom line is that people are, no offense, Brandon, but a lot of people with the stance of Barkley, I'm fine with Barkley. You'll see, he'll be fine. That is a very presumptuous guess type stance. My stance is guesswork too, but I'm erring on the side of caution, and I have evidence to suggest that we should not move forward on Barkley at first round value until we get confirmation that he's back. My evidence is a lot more pragmatic. My guesswork is more pragmatic than saying Barkley will be fine. Proving it before you believe it is a better approach in fantasy. Why? Because what happens if I'm wrong? What happens if I'm wrong and Barkley balls out in week 1? What's the big deal? I'm telling you to draft a guy you like almost just as much. He probably could ball out the same. They'll probably be very close or equal anyway. And I'm helping you avoid a potential pitfall that will take your season out. Sale says Wentz is good. What do you mean Wentz is good? Wentz is out 12 weeks, maybe more. Wentz is gonna be an injury risk even back. Taylor is a stud, more catches out of the backfield, but here's the problem, Boston. You don't know he's getting all the PPR work. Hines is still there. You've got multiple reasons to be cautious with Taylor. Is Hines going to get more work? You're being presumptuous by saying he'll take over because he's Taylor. He's better. I get it, and I applaud your excitement and confidence in Taylor's talent winning out. But when you have a quarterback that goes down and you're dealing with a young guy, you might be surprised at how this coaching staff goes. We need a veteran pass catcher and third down guy in there with our young quarterback in Eason. Think about it. The odds of Hines getting removed and Taylor being shoved in full time go down. The odds go down. Hines is now a little more valuable in that PPR role than before. It's just the way it is. I mean, logic will tell you that a veteran is better with a young guy that doesn't know what he's doing yet. So I would argue that you don't know what kind of PPR work Taylor's gonna end up with Hines being there, being the veteran, and with a rookie or a young quarterback in there. Taylor will still be a 2 down back. That's true, but 8-man fronts, bro. 8-man fronts, not moving the football. Hurt offensive line. Maybe Nelson gets back quick. Tough to say, but I think it's it's probably a 5 to 12 week window there. I mean, we don't know, but just telling you. Okay, so Dak Prescott, Boston, it sounds like, and I don't blame you, bro. You probably own Taylor in a couple leagues or in your big league. You're defending your boy. I get it. It makes sense, but I'm just telling you, it's not going to be smooth sailing for Taylor. It's going to be up and down. Vag with a super chat. Smitty, we need rankings for Superflex to include auction values, please. Also, I'm in both leagues. Can't wait. Vag, I don't have those on my year-round, always updated rankings. You won't find Superflex there, but I do produce, and I'll make sure to make it a point this week and by this weekend to have non-PPR rankings up as an article, and I do that multiple times in the month of August, and then I think once in September. So you'll have an article that won't be as updated, but it'll be fresh, great, updated content. Boom, right then. And then if there's a tweak or something or an injury, I could go in and update. Hey, updated, move this guy here. But it will be a static, post that won't change like the rankings do. So I will get on that for you and give you a set of Superflex. You will find it on sleeperu.com. Guys, go over to sleeperu.com. Sleeper U, letter U like a university, and you'll find those rankings there. Prescott, the Cowboy, this is a concern. The part of the shoulder where he injured it is the wing part, and that is a tough injury depending on the grade. We had Dr. Jesse Morse talk about other injuries, but he did speak on this in one of his other shows too. But Dak, depending on the severity, this could be either bad or maybe it was mild, and they're just going to make sure they're conservative with it and they bring him back 100%. There is concern that this could linger, though. Just letting you know, it's not something where it's a shoulder here. It's actually right here on that like wing part. Dak is a concern because one person rolling onto his ankle has hardware on one side, I believe screws or something on the other. Basically, his ankle was like, it's not like, if you damage one side and you have hardware or screws put in, his ankle literally was like this, so he had completely reworked on both sides. That's not going to hold up on an ankle like a player rolling onto his ankle, 300-pound lineman, like it would you or I. We might get away with, oh my God, maybe we sprain it, high ankle, who knows? But Dak, it would be disastrous. So that's why I'm conservative with my Dak ranking. That's why I put Dak more around like 6-7 for quarterbacks instead of like 4 or 5. He could be a 4 or 5 top 5 quarterback in 2021. No question about it. With Lamb season approaching, with Cooper getting closer to 100%. We'll talk about Cooper in a minute. I mean, Dak is going to have a big year. Cowboys are going to win double-digit games with the extra game that we're adding to the season. He can easily win 10 games. The Cowboys, I don't care about the defense being lesser than most people. The Cowboys defense is going to be better than people think, is what I'm trying to say. Because you look at that offense and there's hair everywhere. Does anybody live with a bunch of females like I do? I'm surrounded by females. There's hair everywhere. It's wrapped in my clothes. I got it in my armpits. Like I'm literally like, I'm sitting here and I feel like a hair, and like I grab it and literally just pull it out of my shirt. I'm surrounded by long hairs this big everywhere. They're wrapped around my neck. They're wrapped around everywhere. Constantly. Who shares that problem? Where was I? Dak. As long as he stays healthy, Cowboys are winning 10 plus games. As long as he stays healthy, Zeke Elliott's going to go off. And if Zeke Elliott falters, Tony Pollard is going to go off. Todd shares my problem. So, Lamb season's here. Get ready for it. I'm not too worried about Dak. Just be cautious with it. Don't rank him too high. Where's my Amari Cooper news while we're at it? Amari Cooper says he's close to 100%. People saying that Cooper's the wide receiver one and Lamb isn't. They don't even know what they're looking at here. Cooper's not even yet 100%. Same thing with Cortland Sutton and Judy. Cortland Sutton is not even close to 100%. They showed him running with a brace the other day, and he's hesitant as all hell on that knee still. People thinking that Sutton's going to take over and Judy's not. I don't know what they're watching or what they're expecting. It's similar to the MT stuff. Like, people just assume everything. They don't look with their own eyeballs what's going on with the recovery of these guys. So Cooper's not 100 yet. Probably won't be in week 1. Probably won't be all year as he gets more and more healthy and plays on it while he's maybe not 100%. You start playing on something and he's got to, right? He's got to play. If he's close to 100%, it's going to take him a while to get there playing on it. He's going to be sore all the time. So, who's your Stephon Diggs this year, Smitty? Lamb, broski. It's CeeDee Lamb. But he's been climbing, but he was very, very much a 4th and 5th round pick, months ago. Now he's like a 3rd round pick. He'll breach round 2. But just because he climbed already doesn't mean he's not my guy. CeeDee Lamb's my guy. I like Jerry Jeudy if you're talking a little bit later. I've got a number of them. Next up in the news, we've got Stafford. X-rays came back negative. That's good, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling like the Rams are going to have some ups and downs. Everybody anointing the Rams these like potential division champs because they got Stafford, and everything's going to change. And Akers goes down, and Stafford's already banged up. Now, granted, Stafford has played through a lot of injuries over the course of his years, but he definitely is an injury risk. He had a broken back. He overcame that. Now the thumb. getting older. Older quarterbacks oftentimes can suffer injuries like this later in their career, and he definitely has some years left, but it wouldn't shock me if he was banged up, and it wouldn't shock me if the Rams struggled to get rapport between Stafford and these wide receivers. They've had very little time to build that rapport. There might be some ups and downs, and don't be shocked if they finish third in the division, not first, okay? And there's a shot with this division being so tough in the West. You've got the Cardinals, you've got the Rams, you've got the Seahawks, and you've got the Niners. Any one of them, including Stafford and the Rams, could finish in number 4, and they still have a respectable 10-win season. Like, there could be every team in that NFC West could be a 10-win team with the extra game. So that doesn't mean they're making the playoffs because they win 10 games. Not in the West, bro. Next up, this guy's looking great, Elijah Moore. You want a sleeper wide receiver rookie that's still kind of going a little underlooked. A lot of people are getting on board now. You might have to pay the price in some leagues. In other leagues, like Grandma's league, they won't know he's coming. They won't know he's coming. You could get him as your wide receiver 3, and this kid's exciting. Building rapport with his young quarterback. They're coming up together. You've got Wilson. You've got Moore. They're learning together. They're playing the sport together and going through all the trials and tribulations together, rising up together. When Wilson rises, Moore will rise. They will be on this level here together at some point. I love this guy. I think Moore is electric. He is the number 1 there. He's already practicing with the first team. You're not hearing these like, well, he's going to be great, but he's practicing with the second team. No. He's balling in practice. He's catching long touchdown passes, and he's practicing with the ones. Him and Zach are going to be on point in 2021. Kamara, running back 1 overall. He could be. I definitely don't. I definitely don't draft him over McCaffrey, but I do like Kamara a lot, and you can cuff him. Terry says Elijah Moore will be a wide receiver 2. He could drop those kind of numbers, Terry. He most certainly can. Don't draft him as your wide receiver 2. You still shouldn't have to, but he could definitely be your surprise, like fantastic, like look at Terry predicted type prediction. Najee Harris plan to play first round pick Najee Harris in all 4 preseason games, which is kind of interesting and should be fun to watch him. I doubt he plays a ton in the first couple, but maybe he gets a carry or 2 or a snap. Maybe he doesn't even get a carry. Maybe he's just in there on a passing down and they pull him out, you know what I mean? But they want to get him some action. I like this. I hope they don't overplay him. I don't want him getting hurt, but I definitely feel like this guy could lead the league in carries. He really could. He really could. If only he could lead the league in yards per carry too, but he won't. And leading the league in carries is what's going to have to happen for him to get the volume to get the production, because the yards per carry could be like 4.2 or something behind that line. He could average more. Maybe Pittsburgh surprises us. Maybe the offensive line is younger and more talented than we think. I leave an open mind for that. I have an open mind for that because, we all think we know what's going to happen, and sometimes coaching can put together a better line than people ever thought could. Maybe Big Ben's got another year left and we don't know it. Maybe his new nutrition path that he's taking is going to keep him healthy. Broncos, let's see. Broncos talking about the best version of Drew Lock in training camp is being witnessed, the best version of him. I don't know if that's still good enough. The best version of Lock doesn't mean much to me. Like, what does that mean? I hope it's Bridgewater. I feel like Bridgewater and Judy have a good connection. But the good news here is this. If they go with Locke and he sucks, they're going to replace him really quickly. So, if we're counting on Fant, we're counting on Judy, we're counting on Javonte Williams. And if he falters or fails, maybe he surprises. He could. But if he doesn't, they'll take him out. They'll put in Bridgewater. I do believe the future quarterback for Jerry Jeudy and the Broncos is not currently on the roster. I think it happens really quickly in the NFL. Look at the Cardinals. They had Josh Rosen 1 year. The very next year, the year after they drafted Rosen in the first round as a high draft pick, what was he, 10? They take Kyler Murray. And so Denver's been searching for their quarterback for a while. I don't think they're going to give up and settle. I think that when they find out Bridgewater and Locke aren't it, and they know that they're going to either make a big trade. Maybe they get Watson. Maybe he plays 2022. Maybe they trade for a high draft pick and they take a quarterback. Maybe they trade for, a guy like, I don't know. Tough to even say, like, what quarterback would be the good long-term quarterback in Denver. I feel like it's got to be some young guy that's maybe not drafted yet. That's kind of how I feel. So 1-2 years from now, Jerry Jeudy could be looking at a completely different quarterback situation. That's kind of my point. And Javonte Williams could survive if Bridgewater gets in there and does well. I love Javonte, and I think they can lean on him, and I think Denver could be good enough if they get consistent quarterback play from Bridgewater over Locke. And consistent being just, moving the football down the field doesn't have to be amazing, but could maybe win some games. I think Bridgewater is capable of that, of winning games. Darrell Henderson, the Rams will deploy a backfield committee of sorts to alleviate Darrell Henderson's full workload. All this means to me is you don't know what McVay is saying or doing or going to do. Like, this means nothing to me. This is like, okay, McVay, first of all, McVay's going to do something completely different than you think. Could they bring in AP, Adrian Peterson? Could they bring in Lev Bell? Could they bring in a player like that? Could they trade for a guy like Melvin Gordon? All that could still happen. Don't think for a second that you know what's going to happen long term. But I will say, I really, really hope that Darrell Henderson gets his shot. Many of you know one of my bigger misses in fantasy football over the last 5 years has probably been my Darrell Henderson call, where I said this guy was going to be an absolute beast. And I feel I was completely screwed out of that prediction. But it's still on me because I didn't see McVay. I didn't see McVay mishandling and mismanaging the Darrell Henderson situation during the Todd Gurley end of his reign, falling off a plateau. I predicted total demise and debacle type situation out of the Rams backfield. The year Todd Gurley did fall off, he was number 1 overall coming out of that Super Bowl debacle. He was still the number 1 overall fantasy football pick. And then I started saying Todd Gurley is done. And he fell to like 2, 3, 4 overall by, I don't know, it was like April. He was like mid first round pick. People are like, why are you doubting Gurley? He's Gurley. And then people are like, I don't know, maybe he is hurt. I don't know. And then he fell to the 3rd round. He was number 1 overall in January, mock drafts. Fell by like June to the 3rd round. And then climbed back up into the 2nd, and then he had some touchdowns that year, but he literally was not the same player. As clear as day, he fell off the face of the earth in terms of talent, his knees, everything. I predicted Darrell Henderson, in the midst of all that, would rise up and be a stud. And the Rams didn't use him. The opportunity was there. There was even a couple weeks where Malcolm Brown and Gurley were both hurt, and they still continued to force one of them to play, and they kept pushing Darrell Henderson aside. Even though he had the opportunity to start and let both of these running backs heal, McVay still screwed it up. Darrell Henderson looked fantastic in a string of games last year. Darrell Henderson, believe it or not, yes, the Rams hate Darrell Henderson. This is true, Mr. B. I truly feel this is accurate. More 20 and 40 plus yard runs than anybody in college football over the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Darrell Henderson, people don't remember. Darrell Henderson, number 1 in college football history the year he came out, all the way back, dating back to when they started recording stats in college football. Number 1 in college football history in yards per attempt. So the ability for this guy to pop off and make big plays is huge. And I really, really, really hope that Darrell Henderson gets a full shot in 2021. There could be no better path to a starting job in an offense that would have him thrive than right here, right now. Darrell Henderson has the bull by the horns. Darrell Henderson has everything he needs to be that guy. I hope McVay doesn't squash it. I hope he gets a shot, because he will shine if he's given the opportunity. I just honestly don't know how I feel about McVay giving that opportunity to him and being fair with it. I just feel like 50-50 whether he's gonna fully be unleashed. Deshaun Watson, was not present Tuesday at the Texans' first padded practice. Look, I don't know what it is about this topic that people want to defend to the moon. I get if you want to defend Watson or you don't want to defend Watson. There's two sides to this. I'm not trying to take sides or cast guilt or innocence on anybody. All I know is that he has 20 pending legal cases against him that are individual. The cases are consolidated for paperwork and speed purposes. Like, okay, have all 20 of them fill out this affidavit and let's get them all approved at once. Have all 20 of them file this in all at once and get that approved to speed it along. That is the request that the defense had. Let's consolidate it. They could not make it a class action, though. A class action where it's one case. They could not do that. It wouldn't have been approved. There were too many potential people involved that weren't coming forward. That they couldn't corral into one single case is what I was told. That was what was said to me reportedly. So that's all opinion and speculation. But Deshaun Watson is not playing probably at all in 2021. Maybe if he can settle with all 20 individual cases at some point between now and the very beginning of week 1, maybe, this is a big if, the NFL would only suspend him for 6 to 8 games, 6 to 9 games. Why would they suspend him if he settles and there's admission that nothing wrong had taken place? Because make no mistake about it, if Deshaun Watson does sign or does settle with all 20 of these people, they will write in an affidavit that Deshaun Watson did nothing wrong. Then the criminal side of the case would fall apart because there would be no claim at all on the other side anymore to investigate. So there's nothing left. The criminal side would just disappear. Deshaun Watson, Boston said, Watson's accuser, the only thing that really bothered me in the first appointment was that he kept asking me. Okay, I'm not going to read that. There's a lot of graphic stuff that he admitted to doing consensually, and so the NFL is going to look down upon those things, and the NFL was put in a very bad light. Whether Deshaun Watson, his side of the story is true or not, he still put the NFL in a very, very bad light. NFL does not play that. They don't play those games. NFL will suspend him. That's my prediction. Total guesswork on my part, but that's my assessment of it. He will be suspended. Not only that, I've been telling you this all offseason long. They will eventually put him on the commissioner exempt list, I believe. And the reason for that is advertising. Money. Everything's about money. Why would the NFL put him on the commissioner exempt list? Why? Why would they put him on the list? Because advertisers dropped him. Nike dropped him. Deshaun Watson lost his sponsors and advertisers because they didn't want to be associated with him. The NFL hasn't put Deshaun Watson on the commissioner exempt list because they didn't need to. They're like, why do that? Why make an early judgment when we could step back and just kind of see what happens? But now their hand is forced. Now the Texans and the NFL are going to be put in a spot where advertisers might be speaking up and saying, hey, wait a minute. Like, we understand you didn't do anything like we did. We dropped them until this thing gets sorted out. But now we have to ask you, what's going on? What are you going to do about this? Are you going to put them on the exempt list? Are you going to take any action at all? If the NFL doesn't do that, they too could maybe be in jeopardy of losing a sponsor or two. Total guesswork on my part. But that would be my guesstimation, my speculation, my completely uneducated in the eyes of the law guess on what would happen. That sponsors will force their hand. Now that they have to make that decision, the commissioner exempt list is a way out on all angles of it. The commissioner exempt list is like saying, hey, I'm going to take Deshaun Watson here and put him over here, and now we don't have to deal with it. We don't have to give him a time frame. We don't have to do anything. It's like purgatory. It's like pressing pause and no one can do anything about it. It's like putting him in a holding cell in terms of decision making. And I think that's what ends up happening, because now he's there. Now he's at the facility. Now sponsors are going to say, well, wait a minute, what's he doing there? And whether you want to defend him or not, I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent, but these claims are serious. There are over 20 of them, And the NFL's got to just put pause on it and let him go through all this and then come back and then make a determination. But regardless, what he's admitted to doing, they're not going to be thrilled about. No one's trading. So Brandon wants to know if Watson gets traded to the Colts, is JT back in round 1? Brandon, were you listening at all to what I was saying? Brandon, I love you. Don't take that the wrong way. But Watson's not playing 2021. I just explained it, Brandon. Brandon, this is for your own good.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Brandon, taking laps is like an award on the show. If you take a lap, you should be excited and happy. It is a positive thing on the show. But if Watson gets traded, first of all, no one's going to trade for Watson. No one's trading for Watson right now. You don't trade for a guy that's facing all the stuff he's facing. You don't know what you're getting. You're giving up future first-round picks for something you don't even know. It's in a bad spot, in a bad light right now with uncertainty. But if Watson, I guess we could answer this from a dynasty perspective, if that's what you meant, Brandon. I'll take 2. Addison, look at that. Look at the sport Brandon is. Brandon, but let's answer it from a dynasty perspective. Is JT a round 1 dynasty pick? No, because you still don't know. You still don't know what's going to happen with Watson. Even if he comes back, will he be? We don't even know. We don't know. A team won't trade for him, but if they did, we don't know what his 2022 is going to look like. You know what I mean? If let's say a team, let's pretend, Brandon. Let's pretend the Colts traded for him right now, and this thing lingers in all the way through the year. These are 20 cases, individual cases, Brandon. Brandon, if I gave you 20 orders to go get cups of coffee for everybody here in the studio, okay, it would take you a long time to go get those cups of coffee and come back, let alone 20 damn cases that you got to actually individually settle on. There's just no way he's getting that done in enough time to then be looking at, they can exempt list him for the remainder of the year, then hand down a punishment for 2022 that would be you're missing 8 games in 2022. Everything depends on when it settles. If things settle right now, then he has a real strong shot at getting suspended for a bigger part of the first half of the year and then coming back in 2021 at the end of the year. But even in Dynasty, making that determination now is guesswork, bro. Oh, man. Crack me up. Mark with a super chat. Claypool or Deontay, I know that's close. Mark, I feel like we've talked. I'm sending Mark a text on this one. On my HeySmitty.com. Let's go, Mark Cleveland. Mark, dear Mark, this is Smitty. We're live on the Fantasy Football Show right now, and I'm answering your question, Mark. Mark, I think we've talked about this a couple times, and I don't trust Deontay Johnson. I don't trust him. And Claypool feels like the alpha. He's going to drop more touchdowns in 2021. He's going to be the guy that Big Ben looks to as his noodle arm starts to unravel. And if anybody survives a lesser passing attack, a diminishing passing attack, one that's dissolving before our very eyes as they turn to run. Whoa. Mark, I got to leave you a second message. I accidentally hit send. Hi, Mark. It's Smitty again. What I was saying was, if anybody's going to survive a dissolving offense like this, they're leaning towards the run. They're going to a new regime. Big Ben doesn't have it. That peppered target scenario that Deontay had his entire... This is my text service right here. This is the kind of value you get. Right, Mark? I'm really leaving this message for Mark right now. I leave audio messages for everybody. Mark, where was I? Damn it, Mark. Oh, Deontay, if you think there'll be a pepper job going on in Pittsburgh, it ain't happening. Not all year long. Go with Claypool, especially at the better ADP. You're talking about Deontay costing a boatload. You're talking about Claypool sometimes in double-digit rounds. Mark, go get him. I appreciate you, and I'll see you back on the show right now. And for those of you that think I didn't send that to Mark,
Dear Mark, this is Smitty. We're live on the Fantasy Football Show right now, and I'm answering your question. Hi, Mark, it's Smitty again. What I was saying was, if anybody's going to survive...
So anyway, you want that, get on over to heysmitty.com. I text my people. I kept 2 phones. Personal Smitty phone, work Smitty phone. This is my heysmitty.com. In fact, I need to get a sticker on here so that I can tell the difference, because when they're face down, I can't. But this right here is my heysmitty.com phone. You want to get... Boston says he just recorded himself. You want to bet? You want to bet, bro? I can't show. I don't want to show the screen because then you're going to see Mark's messages. If you don't think I'm messaging all my people, Mark, confirm you just got that message and swear on a stack of Jonathan Taylor predictions, please. You hear that? That's Mark replying. Thanks for the text. Can I get it to speak? How much of a super chat to get a personal Smitty number? John, you get my number and you can text me on my text line whenever you want by going to heysmitty.com. So go to heysmitty.com and order it, John. So, John, go order it right now. And then I will text you. I will leave a message for you live right now on the show. And you can tell everybody that it works. So, John, let's try it. Go to heysmitty.com. Order the text service. As soon as I see it come through my email, I'm going to email you back. You can email me your number. And I will literally leave you a message. And you confirm to everybody that that's how it works. Okay, let's move on. Got the text. I swear I got the text. I don't know why I'm even proving it to what's his name? Boston. Boston's brand new in here. He's questioning my integrity. Take a lap, Boston. Boston!
Take a lap.
Why am I even defending myself to you, Boston?
Take a lap.
You gotta be kidding me. What am I doing? I'm a professional. What am I doing? I want the personal number. That is my personal number. This is my I have 2 phones. This one's more, my work phone's more personal than my normal one. I'm answering it all day, bro. When I'm getting a Smitty Fantasy Footballers collab, they come on my show. I have one on my show every year. So I've already had Hitman on this year. That's Noah's burner account. Maybe. Okay, where are we at with the news? Etienne. Look at this one. This one's good. Travis Etienne. Etienne. It's Etienne. You know why it's Etienne? I'll tell you why it's Etienne. This is why it's Etienne. Whoops. What did I click on? What did I click on? What in the heck did I do? There we go. Okay, we're back. All right. This is why it's Travis Etienne, okay? There's my black marker. I was looking for that one. Etienne. This is how he's done abbreviations of his name. This is how we all write his name. And so, what does that say to you? Do you say Etienne when you see that? It's E-T-N. It's become a trademark. It's like a trademark of Etienne. So stop saying, Smitty, you're saying Etienne wrong. Because he even is okay with this. You might say it a certain way. Etienne, whatever. It's Etienne. This is how we spell it. This is how we're going to roll with it. It's the same thing with Alvin Kamara. So many people say, Smitty, it's not Kamara, it's Kamara. Actually, no, it's not. It's both. Because his mommy says Kamara, and Kamara himself says Kamara. So are you confused now? I know I was when I first heard it, but all I know is neither one of us are wrong. The only person wrong saying that someone's wrong, because it's Kamara and Kamara. It's whatever you make it to be. Smitty has the best box in fantasy. I don't know how to take this right here, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure what this means, but thanks. He's got the best box in fantasy. Oh, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kelsey trolling about his name too. Yeah. A little late to change your name, bro. Julian says, I love your Josh Allen take, man. I think I like Lamar over Kyler, though. What do you think about that? I don't hate that take, but I mean, I like Kyler over Lamar. Lamar and Kyler are very similar. Both of them run. Both have injury risk because they run so much. Kyler's smaller. He's getting leveled left and right. Will he stay healthy? Lamar runs a ton. Will he stay healthy? He fell apart last year, vanished for half of a year. So you got the risk there. People act like Lamar didn't vanish for half of a year last year. People forget it ever happened. Oh my God, Lamar! How can you doubt Lamar? How can I doubt Lamar? How can I doubt Lamar? You're gonna seriously ask me that question? Josh Allen's the answer. Josh Allen, I believe, can throw for freaking 45 to 50 TDs with the extra game in 2021. Back to Travis Etienne. Sorry, I get sidetracked very easily. Yes, I have ADD. Of course I have ADD. What's it look like? Etienne has been uncoverable in training camp. And Urban Meyer knows maybe what he's doing. Drafting this guy, he still loves James Robinson. Robinson's still going to probably get like 11 or 1,200 yards on the ground. He still could get like 6 to 10. I don't know. We'll call it 6 to 7 TDs on the ground. But maybe he won't get a ton of PPR work. So in PPR, J-Rob will fall a little bit lower in terms of finishes as maybe it feels he should. Kind of like Drake last year. Drake was used a ton, but he didn't get PPR work, so Drake fell off the map. J-Rob could be very similar in that he's playing great, doing well, but in the end, he's not getting those points, and if you're playing in PPR, it's going to kill him. But Etienne is looking like a beast. This guy was the best pass-catching back in the entire 2021 draft class. Etienne, once Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith and Kyle Pitts were off the board, once Kyle Pitts, let me repeat that for those of you in the back. Once Pitts, Devontae Smith, and Jamar Chase were off the board, Travis Etienne was the best wide receiver or pass catcher in the draft. That's why Urban Meyer took him. He didn't take him because of any other reason. He's going to use him a ton as a wide receiver and receiving back. I don't buy in that he'll only be a receiver. Urban Meyer has made some very weird, vague given some answers that have thrown people off in thinking that he'll only play a wide receiver, which isn't really the case. But he will be used more as a pass catcher than anything else, and we're going to see it in 2021 while they run the ball run the hell out of J-Rob. So I like Etienne. Where do I draft him? I probably would say, like, if this is the round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. Etienne feels pretty good. I would say right around this range. That's where I think I take Etienne. He feels like a pretty darn good 5th round pick. Feels like a even better 6th round pick. The further you get from this line right here at the 6th round down, the more I like him. 88, the Door League 2 is still available. Yes, drop a $20 super if you want in Door League 2. In fact, let me put that on screen here so that you guys know that. That's my fault. This will be Door League 2. This is not for the DK Metcalf jersey, but that doesn't mean the prizes won't be even better than in Door League 2. Not to mention, we're going to be talking about Door League 2 like literally all August. So Door League 1, we will draft Door League 1 about August 15. But Door League 2 will be the talk of the town for the next month. So get ready for that. But drop a $20 super and I'll go write your name on the door in permanent marker right now. Right now. You can PayPal it too if you want or whatever. But okay. Or you can send it to the Fantasy Football Show on Venmo. I would hop in the door league, but I'm not old enough. Oh, sorry, Colin. Yeah, you do have to be 18. But your dad could play, Colin. Okay. So, Smitty, door league 2 numbers. We have, I don't know, like maybe half of it still to fill. I think we're going to go with 40 people in that league. I think I've thought about dividing it into different leagues and then having... I still got to figure it out, how big I want door league 2 to be, or if I want to stop it at 40 and then create a door league 3. Terry Roberts wanted Smitty's analysis too, but guess I'm not getting it today. Says Prelude. I'm trying, bro. I've got tons of things I'm working at. Let me look for your question. I love when people get all down like I'm not, like I'm doing the best I can. Oh, Prelude, you super chatted. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Sorry, Prelude. Half PPR dynasty trade. Normally people remind me if a super chat comes in. Sometimes, bro, the questions come in so fast that I don't see the super chats. So you just got to remind me, bro, like you just did. Sorry, Prelude. Half PPR dynasty traded Kittle 2022 first, 23 first, 24 first, still have 2 2022 first and 2 2023 first for Clyde MT Higbee. Thoughts? Wow. Okay. Traded Kittle 2022 first, 23 first, 24 first for Clyde MT and Higbee. I don't think like you could say one way or the other that somebody blasted the other person in that. I mean, you could make an argument that for as long as Kittle is no, you're fine, Prelude. I'm sorry. Again, if you super chat and I don't see it, just remind me, because sometimes like 10 messages will come in and the super chat pops in like as it's going by. God, I don't know, man. I love Clyde. I think because you gave up Kittle, it's more of like an even, or it could hurt you potentially for a year, you know, depending on the picks, man. If those picks are all late, it could be a really good trade for you. If they're all... Smitty Mark super chatted earlier. Okay, thank you. I'll look for it. I did see this one where he said he got the text. I did see this one, and I answered that question on the video. So I think I got them all, bro. Man, that's a tough one, man. I mean, honestly, let me put it this way, Prelude. You're gonna get. I like the trade for year one. Like, I like Clyde over Kittle by a lot. I like Clyde over Kittle by a lot. I draft Clyde quietly at the end of round 2, loving him as a high round 1 guy. I'm sorry, round 2 guy, high round 2 guy. So like I would draft Clyde at 14 if I had to, but you don't have to. So quietly I'm drafting Clyde at 18, 19, 20, 21, all the way to 25. And Kittle I'm not drafting in round 2 at all. Kittle's like late round 3. So you're crushing the trade year 1, Prelude. You're crushing it year 1. Mike Thomas, if he comes back to form, so for year 2, you win the league. You win the trade too. You crush the trade as well. If Mike Thomas never comes back to form, there is a point where this other owner might surpass you in terms of making out on the trade. That's the best way I can approach it, man. That's the best way I can tell you, is that it all comes down to MT. If MT can return to form by 2022, and let's throw 2021 out the window, you're still beating him in year 1 because your player is better than his player. You're getting Clyde over Kittle. You're winning the trade in year 1, regardless of what happens in year 2, 3, 4. MT will determine whether this trade was good for you or bad for you. Okay. Next up. Kenny Golladay. God, we're almost out of time already. News. I've been crawling like a snail during the news. Kenny Golladay has a leg injury. That's not good. Could be minor. I mean, these guys could suffer these little tiny things here and there. But, if we're going to say that this injury is bad for that player and this injury is bad for that player, we got to be honest and say this sucks for Kenny Golladay. But I will say that his ADP is so good right now, I think this is kind of baked in. Where's our baked in, boys? This feels a little baked in.
Record.
Baked in, boys!
It didn't record.
Baked in, boys!
So, and he might even fall a little bit because of this. So, I'm not freaking out because I like Golladay. Look at the 2 super chats. These 2 guys won in the door league. 88 Penn State. 88 Penn State. I'm going to put you in blue. 88 Penn State. Let me go like this here. 88 Penn State. All right, let's put you down here. 88. I gotta get down low on this one. We got you guys exceeding the eye level amount of the door. Penn State. 88 Penn State. And then Bernard. I'm gonna put Bernard. I'll put your full name. Bernard. We'll put you in green, bro. Bernard. I want to spell your name right. Rod. R-E-C-H-T. Congrats, guys. Bernard, 88 Penn State. Bernard, send me a DM on Instagram right now. I'm going to look for it right now. And follow me and send me a DM real quick, and I'll confirm I got it. Who else was it? Lombardo, are you here? Send me a DM as well. 88, send me a DM. Broderick, send me a DM. And Lombardo, send me a DM right now on Instagram. And guys, follow me on IG if you haven't already. I'll shout you out all show if you do. So right now I've got it open, and if you follow me, I will shout you out. But I appreciate those super chats, guys. Hopefully I answer your question, Prelude. That you can win this. You definitely win the trade right now, but it all depends on what goes on with MT. Appreciate y'all sending love to the boy. Talking about me, am I the boy, Austin? I appreciate you if I am. What's the door league? The door league basically, bro, developed when we basically Lombardo, I think I got your DM here. Lombardo. Okay, so I got Lombardo's DM. I'm still waiting on 88 and Broderick. You guys send me a DM. The Fantasy Football Show. 88 Penn State. You sent me one. You sent it to the wrong account, Broderick. Send it to The Fantasy Football Show. Okay. Where was I at? I appreciate you guys doing the super chat. The question was, what is the door league? The door league is a league that we created. If you super chat 20 or more, I write your name in permanent marker on the studio door. And then eventually we're going to run out of room. But I'm going to write your name on the studio door. And then we're going to do a league with everybody on the door. Like you get in a league, there's prizes. You do a super chat for 20. There's no cash prize, but there was like the DK Metcalf jersey. Where's that DK Metcalf? This is for Door League 1. Hold on one second. Where is... that file? Right here, I believe. That's the DK Metcalf jersey that's being given away to Door League 1 winner. So Door League 1 is full. Doesn't mean we're not going to have amazing prizes for Door League 2. You know, even if it's, you know, I got a bunch of these fire. Let me show you real quick. I have a bunch of these fire TV sticks and all kinds of stuff that we're giving away throughout the whole thing. So the prizes will be lit. Play for the door. Lombardo, a lot of people have said that. But no, we're going to keep the door there because it means a lot to me to see your names on there. Like when I walk out and I see Lombardo every single day when I leave the studio, bro, I like it. Should I give Lamar Jackson to get CeeDee Lamb? My other QB is Tom Brady. Yes, go get CeeDee Lamb, bro. Go do it now. Fantasy football has taken on a new meaning this year. Attaboy, Bob. Bob, I like seeing you here, bro. Bernard, I'm looking. Yeah, you sent it to the wrong account, but let me see if you sent it to the other one if you could. The Fantasy Football Show. If you don't mind. Okay. Where are we at? Any more news? So that was Bernard, Lombardo, and 88. 88, did you... What's... I don't see yours, 88. What's your username on Instagram, or what's it begin with? Calvin Ridley. Fantasy football is our religion. That's right, bro. Calvin Ridley said his foot is definitely fixed following surgery. That's fantastic news. Not that I 100% always believe a player. It tells you they're 100% fine. You don't know. But great news. Feeling really good. Feeling really amped. Feeling like this is it. Ezekiel wants in on Door League 2. He says, give me a spot. Ezekiel, DM me on Instagram right now. Ezekiel 2517X. You're going on the door. Ezekiel 2517X. Ezekiel 2517X. Okay, let's get you right here. X. DM me on Instagram, bro. Right now. All right. We're filling up Door League 2 pretty quickly. We still have about half the spots left, but they're going to go quick. Like, they could go a couple per show that we do. Every live stream we do, 2 or 3, 4 people jump in. So, hey, Terry, I got good news, bro. Paco, are you still here, Paco? I got good news, bro. Let me show you something. You sent, what's your username though, 88 on Instagram, or what's it start with? You don't have to give the whole name out, but look at this. Look at this, Terry and Paco. The shirt shipment came in. I'm making your shirt soon. Maybe this weekend we'll do a live. These suckers right here, these custom, the Fantasy Football Show shirts. I can put whatever you want on them. This one right here I made for myself. I'll be adding to it with different player names on it. But these shirts are custom, the Fantasy Football Show shirts. You can order these by just going to smitty1.com and click on the merch button. Smitty1.com, click on the merch button, order one of these bad boys. And the beautiful part about when you order one of these shirts is I make it live on the show. And so Terry and Paco are the first 2 orders. And I think we're going to do a live shirt making show once a week eventually. And so I'll make your shirt live. You order it, we make it live. You tell me on the live what you want on it, where you want it. Do you want Smitty 1? Do you want to say Paco? You know, Paco's the man, or your grandma league, whatever you want. A lot of people want the show phrases that we talk about. Take a lap. It's baked in, boys. Whatever you want, your number, your favorite number. They're all gray shirts. XL, double XL, large, medium. I didn't buy any smalls yet. I don't know if we got some tiny peeps in the house, but we'll figure it out. If you need a small, let me know. I'd venture to say we probably won't have one small order, but if your lady wants one, I didn't think of that. I got to order some smalls. Yeah, because you might want to make one for the lady. Let's see here. Smitty, you could do social media. I do not do social media. Okay, just email me real quick. Go to Smitty, go to sleeperu.com and click the contact us at the bottom. Email me real quick, Ezekiel. Okay, Bob from accounting is the man in huge font. That's what you want? We'll make it live. Make sure I'll DM you about when the show is going to happen, or I'll text you when the show is going to happen. Because Paco is part of the tech service, so right, Paco? Or no, not yet. Paco, you aren't on it yet, are you? Yeah, I don't think you're on it yet. But I'll message you and we'll get you going. Smitty with the sweats and no socks. Damn straight, this is how I go to work, bro. This is how I go to work. I'm a little hot in the sweats, but this is how I go to work, bro. This is my uniform. My lady needs. Okay, well, we're gonna have more sizes, broski. Don't worry. I think you have too many nicknames, bro. You might, Paco. Okay, where were we? Fantasy football court. Ezekiel, I will look for your email. Penn State. I don't know if you. First of all, I need to shout out anybody that followed me on Instagram. Okay, Bernard, I got your message. Lombardo, I got yours. Penn State. I don't know if you sent it to the Fantasy Football Show, bro, but DM me on Instagram, the Fantasy Football Show. I don't see it yet. Bro. You might have sent it to the wrong place, but I appreciate you guys dropping the super chats, and let's get to Fantasy Football Court, shall we?
It's time for Fantasy Football Court. It's time for Fantasy Football Court.
Drop your question. Wonk wants to know, do you consider yourself an expert? Let's put this on screen as the first court question of the day. Whoa, that's not fair. Here we go. Wonk, I'm pretty sure I know you're being serious. You're like, you really, I think you drop hate sometimes. So, Wonk, I'm going to answer this question, and I'd love for you to reply. So let's go back and forth, if you will. What constitutes an expert to you? What constitutes an expert to you? Does being on the longest running fantasy football radio show in the world, does that constitute an expert to you? A way to claim, hey, I actually am an expert in this field. Whether you disagree with me or not, you're here, Wonk. You obviously like the content enough to watch, but answer that question for me back if you would, because you're coming into court asking the question, do you consider yourself, capital letters, an expert? The answer is yes, because I've been on the longest running fantasy football radio show in the world. in the world, bro. 19 straight years. The show itself has been on 23 years. It's not a tiny, rinky-dinky podcast. It has been on CBS and NBC Sports Radio, CBS Sports Radio, back and forth. It's jumped around from dial to dial. Oh, sorry, it's loud. There we go. So, Wonk, does that constitute an expert to you? What about 19 years in the business, bro? Does that constitute being an expert to you? What about being coined the #1 tight end ranker in all of 2020 by Fantasy Pros, who accumulates all the experts in the industry onto one set of rankings? What about being #1 in 2018? I'm just asking, if you're gonna come with it, Wonk, you gotta be able to answer those questions, okay? Kevin, thank you for the super chat. DM me real quick on Instagram if you would, Kevin, the Fantasy Football Show. I'm gonna write you on the board right now. Kevin, it's baked in, Kevin. Attaboy, Kevin. Okay, I don't see Wonk's reply. D2 says I can't super chat. Damn, why the hell can't I super chat? You can always send something to the PayPal or the Fantasy Football Show on Venmo if you get frozen in time, D2, and you can't send it there. Clip note version of the news. Oh, there's too many. Dude, it took us so long to do the news. I literally an hour and 45 minutes to do the news. I can't do a clip note version, but you can rewatch the show. You'll love it, bro. Let's roll the questions. Okay, let's go. Kevin's in the door league. Kevin, DM me on Instagram, the Fantasy Football Show. Do it right now, bro. Next question. Wonk, I don't know if you responded. Yeah, Wonk, I didn't see a response by you, bro. Okay, at 6 overall, who are you taking if the top 3 running backs are gone? Henry and Zeke are gone. Who am I taking at 6? Okay. So you got McCaffrey, you got Cook, you got Kamara, you got Zeke and Henry all gone. That's 6 guys though. If you're talking all those guys are gone, that would be 7. Then I'm gonna say I'm going Adams or I'm going Diggs. And people can laugh at that all they want. I'll take Gibby, I'll take Harris, I'll take whoever in round 2, and I'll be fine. But I'm not forcing JT. I'm not forcing Chubb. I'm not forcing Barkley. I'm going with the best player that potentially can outscore everybody else at their position in Adams or Diggs. Those are my top 2 wide receivers in 2021. And that's going to be all I got to say about that, Jake. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Here's wood. This is a chuck. 1. Oh, you Kurt. Smitty, I must know where you got your Gandalf wizard staff. The one I saw you with at the start of the show. I don't remember where I got this cane. We call it a cane around these parts. This cane right here. It's a beauty. Very heavy. It's almost like a, you could, like someone break. I feel bad for someone that breaks into Casa de Smitty. I'll whip out the cane. I'll put it live on Instagram. But I don't remember where I got it, bro. It is pretty cool, though. Thank you, Jake. I don't know what you're thanking me for. I already forget. Okay, besides the usual suspects at tight end, who is in line this year? I've pretty much made it a staple to say that my top tight end grabs in 2021, I would say kind of in order, would be Fant. Assuming like Hawkinson doesn't fall really late because I love Hawkinson. I found Hawkinson. I would say Fant, Logan Thomas, and Fant's going in 7-8. Logan Thomas is going in like 9, 10, 11. Higbee's like 10, 11, 12. Logan Thomas, I said. Tunyon. And who's my other one that I keep always preaching? Tunyon and I forget who my other one is. I forget already. Did we get a response from Wonk yet? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's cool. I just wanted to know if you think that you're the best fantasy player. Bro, I don't think I'm the best at anything. Like, I can improve. Like, Wonk, that's the one thing about me. Is you may think, oh, he's arrogant, he says this or that. But bottom line is, you guys have as much knowledge collectively as any analyst out there. And that's one reason I think people gravitate to this show, Wonk, is because I'm a man of the people. And yeah, I do pop off from time to time, Wonk. I do get excited when I do get ranked the #1 tight end ranker in all of fantasy football. Expert analysis by fantasy pros. Over the last 3 years, I'm #1, Wonk. But I've also ranked like low in running back rankings because I had a couple bull calls not work out. Wonk, I don't hit everything, but I was number 6 in quarterback ranking last year out of hundreds and hundreds of analysts according to Fantasy Pros. I was number 4 in quarterback ranking the year before. So 2019, I was number 4. 2020, I was number 6. Tight end, I was number 1. Year before that, in 2018, number 1 in tight end rankings. But maybe I missed some running backs, right? Because I had Clyde going high. I had Drake really high. Wonk, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect human being at all. If you think I'm going to come in here and tell you, oh, I'm just the best, everybody should listen to me. Wonk, a lot of the time I tell you, trust your gut. Don't let anybody convince you or talk you out of taking DeAndre Swift if he's your guy. Just because I say avoid Swift at all costs, Wonk, doesn't mean I'm going to be right. It could be the guy that you like and you're right on that one and it's one of my misses. I have him, Wonk. I'm not perfect. But what I bring, I believe, is entertainment, community, engagement, and a pretty darn good track record that is out there documented in a professional environment. And so when people say, oh, you think you're an expert, you think, yeah, you know what, Wonk, I am, because I do this for a living. I literally do this all day for a living. What constitutes an expert, Wonk? And I know you're just asking, but I'm asking back. Like, if I am able to create this world that I live in, where I literally do fantasy football all day long, would that not be considered an expert, is all I'm saying. Am I the best? No. Do I miss? Absolutely. You're ignoring people, Smitty. Take a lap. Okay. See? I'm not perfect, Wonk. I just screwed up.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
I just screwed up big time.
Take a lap.
I'm wasting time on this question. I am the real tight end whisperer, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Smitty says, if my dumb league mates go QB in the second round, do I join them so I can get one? No, you don't join. You don't follow the masses into, off the cliff, bro. Don't just follow them and walk off. Like, if you're telling me Herbert, Kyler, and all those guys fall off the cliff with you, like there, and you got to take one, like take it at the end of the cliff dive. Like don't go grabbing Kyler in round 2 because everybody else is grabbing a quarterback in round 2. Someone's gonna sleep on Jalen Hurts. The QB pool is deep, bro. Like, if anything, that would be the one league where I wouldn't go quarterback, mid range where I normally do. I might even try and get Brady or Burrow or Hurts and Burrow together back to back in later picks when everybody's already drafted a quarterback. There's plenty of opportunity to get a player like that. And then if everybody's doing that in round 2 and round 1, I would take McCaffrey. You're gonna find out you're gonna still get a Diggs probably. If that's happening, you'll get Diggs in round 2, and in round 3, instead of getting Jefferson in round 2, now you can get Jefferson in round 3. You walk out with a Kamara, Diggs, and Jefferson. You gotta be kidding me. Take a lap for just having such a good team. Smitty, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. I thank you, Bob. Appreciate you, Bob. It means a lot to me. Smitty made me money 2 seasons in a row. He's the best in my. Thank you, Rico. Thank you, Rico. If I was you, I would think so. Thank you, Wonk. I guess. I still appreciate you, Wonk. I appreciate you. You know, it doesn't hurt to ask a question. I just, you know, I want to make sure we don't bring negativity into the environment. Like, we are here to help each other. Rock. I got Eckler and Gibson first 2 picks in 18 man, but might try to flip Eckler for a high-end wide receiver and low-end running back too. My wide receivers are Keenan Allen and Woods. Yeah, I mean, I like Keenan Allen, but I don't know that I love Keenan Allen and Woods is my top 2. It depends what my running backs look like. That could be 2 good wide receivers if your running backs are phenomenal, which they are in Gibson and Eckler. But I guess I want to know what the rest of your team looks like too, Rock. Yeah, if you could get like a Jefferson and Mike Davis or something, like, heck yeah, man. Or Lamb and Mike Davis, or a Lamb and Javonte Williams. I'd rather have Lamb and Javonte Williams over Eckler. I just would. By a lot. I'd rather have Lamb and Javonte Williams. Not over Gibson, though. Keep Gibson. I'd trade Eckler. It's not that I don't like Eckler, but if you can get near first round value, I do that. Harris or Clyde if I take Adams in the first at 1.8. I probably go Harris, bro. Clyde falls a little later, but I couldn't fault you for wanting to go Clyde. I like Clyde a lot, and I quietly want to take him where everybody's taking Gibson and Harris. I do. I want to, but like I don't want to tell anybody because I want to keep stealing Clyde away at 2.10 to 3.03. And I also don't want to set a precedent that, yeah, we're taking Clyde at 12 now. Because then everybody starts doing it, and then it affects things. Like, I mean, we do. We affect ADP a lot. We mock draft a lot. Even though we don't mock draft all day long, we mock draft, and then we take that thinking and apply it to 10, 20 other mock drafts offline. You know what I mean? Like, so we're still impacting mock drafting even when we're not live. And I don't want to... I don't want to start sending people in the direction of taking, even though I probably would take Clyde at 15 if push came to shove and I didn't like the way the draft was unfolding. I don't want to mock it. I don't want to start setting a precedent that we're taking Clyde at 14 or 15 when you can get him at 19, 20, 21. Oh, where's our court? We got court music. What are we doing? Why am I playing this song? Standard redraft. We're all messed up today. We don't even have official court. This doesn't feel like official court. Let's get back into court mood. Court is in session.
It's time for fantasy football. Court.
My gut says Kelsey at 1.8 and Clyde at 2.5. I don't hate that, LB. I don't mind that at all. But I'd rather not go Kelsey at 1.8. Let me put that back on screen. I don't mind that. I don't hate that. It definitely has its advantages. But why not go Diggs, Clyde, and like Waller? You know, or Diggs, Clyde, Kelsey. Or Diggs, Clyde, and find the next Waller or Hawkinson. Or Hawkinson himself falls to 6 or 7. I'd rather have Diggs, Clyde, and Hawkinson in round 7 than have Kelsey and Clyde. That's me though. Like, trust your gut, LB. Do what you want. But there's no way I'm taking a tight end in round 1. I'm just not. Murray, Gibson, Metcalf, Allen Robinson, Hurts, Judy. Murray, Gibson, Metcalf, Allen Robinson, Hurts, Judy. It's pretty solid, bro. I like that team a lot. When is the next mock draft? Probably... I suppose it could happen tonight, but definitely one on Thursday night. Maybe we do one during Thursday's show too as well. We'll see. 8 and 13. Should I go Harris then Clyde? I want to go running back, or Harris Gibson. I don't mind going running back. I don't mind, but I don't think you want to go Harris or Clyde at 8 though. Feels a little early. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like, if you did it, I would still like your team a lot. So Harris at 8 is early, but honestly, I don't hate. I mean, seeing those two names on there, I don't hate it. I don't hate I'd probably take Gibson because I think Gibson's going to go before Harris, but I'd probably go Gibson and then I could go Gibson at 8. It's too early. It feels too early, but I could do it. I could do it, and I wouldn't really bat an eye. I'd just be like, whatever. I'm going to get a little heat for this, but I could go Gibby at 8, 9, 10. I could do it, but I'm not. I'm probably going Diggs. I just don't see not going wide receiver when you can get Harris and or Gibson in round 2 with your next pick. It just makes sense to go Diggs, and you get that balanced approach. I mean, like, look at these teams. Let me just give you an example. Bender's here. What's up, Bender? So, let's do this real quick. Let's just say... Let's just say... you go Diggs. Can't really read that. Let me get darker. Okay, Diggs. Gibson. And then right here at this pick, this is round 4. You're probably looking at, you could maybe get CeeDee Lamb here. That he falls there, it just depends on the league you're in. But you could probably get JK in some cases. Like, tell me that if you could pull this off and maybe even trade this pick up to like right here, that might give you the assurance that you're going to get a JK, maybe a Jefferson, you get a Justin Jefferson, you get maybe a JK, you get maybe a Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. Like, really, the difference between this pick and this pick is so big, it's worth trading this pick up. But you could get a J.K. Dobbins. You could get a J.K. Dobbins right here. This would be a phenomenal start. And I think that what you're saying here is you're saying go Harris. And what did you say? Harris and Clyde. So Harris and Clyde and JK. It's still a really good team, bro. Like, or wide receiver here if you did get CeeDee Lamb. I mean, that's still a really good team. Like, in the end, I don't hate your team. I think your team looks really, really good. So it's a little early, but it's not crazy. If you don't like the running backs and you have to go running back, it's in your nature to go running back. I'm not opposed to Gibson and Harris and Clyde, Harris and Gibson. It's not the craziest thing in the world to go those two running backs in those back-to-back-ish areas at, like, 9, 10, 11 overall. It's just not. It's not crazy. It's not crazy at all. Thursday or next stream, can we talk about draft trading strategies? Yes, we can. We're supposed to do that today. We'll definitely make that a part. Irv Smith is the next Kelsey. I don't know about that, bro. That is bold, and then he backs it up with a mark my words. Well, you're documented for it, so you can find this live stream if it comes true. Diggs, Metcalf, and Lamb as the first 3. I like that. I mean, let's break that down. I mean, that's crazy, but awesome at the same time. Okay, so let's say you go Diggs, Metcalf. Oh, I'm sorry. Metcalf, Lamb. That's fire. I mean, that is fire. Then in round 4, imagine if JK fell. He won't, but imagine if JK fell. That would be absolutely insane. But you could pencil in Javonte Williams here, 5, and then you just have to figure out this running back if you could even do it. I wouldn't force myself. Like, let's just say you went Josh Allen, and then let's say you went Mike Davis. Like, what are we talking about with this team right here? We're talking about Josh Allen. I mean, other marker. I mean, this team's fired. Talking about Josh Allen. Talking about Williams. Mike Davis. And then you have your Diggs, Metcalf, and Lamb. That's pretty good, man. I mean, that's a good team. Josh Allen, Williams, Davis, Diggs, Metcalf, Lamb. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I think I'd rather go with the, let's take this out, take this out. I'd rather go with the Josh Allen, Diggs, Gibson, Lamb, Javonte Williams. Like, I'd rather probably go with that approach myself, and imagine, and the better approach is trading up. Like, the ultimate way to draft in 2021 is trading, and I said this at the beginning. Let me erase all this. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get rid of your first rounder entirely. Trade that for these two picks here. Your original picks, let's say, are right here, here, and here. Now because you traded your first rounder and you got these two picks right here. Maybe you foregoed your 6th rounder. So maybe you traded your 1.3 and your 6th round pick, and you traded that for 2.11 and 3.2. Okay, so you trade your 1.3 and your 6th rounder for 2.11 and 3.2. Now you've got your original pick here, your original pick here, your original pick here, your original pick in round 5. Okay, so you can pick Josh Allen here. You can pick Diggs potentially here. Or you could go Gibson. Let's do this. Let's go Gibson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or you could go with Harris, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and Allen. That's how you dominate a league. That's how you dominate a league. You trade your first rounder, you get 2, you get a 2nd and a 3rd. Gibson, Clyde, or if you will, Gibson, Harris, if he falls, Jefferson, Lamb, Josh Allen. That's how I do it. That's how I roll. That is how you pure dominate your draft. I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Thank you all of you that have subscribed and dropped a super chat today. Where's my phone? I want to shout out anybody that followed me on Instagram. We got Caleb in the house. We got John in the house. We got Dat Dude in the house. Thank you for the follows. Let me make sure I am going to, that's Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. I got Broderick's DM. I got Lombardo's DM. I'm waiting on 88. 88, I'm looking for your message, bro. Let's see. Kevin, I got your DM. And I'm waiting for 88. 88. What is your username again? 88. Penn State. 88 Penn State. I don't know what I'm looking for, bro. Make sure you let me know. Thank you all for joining me. Najee, Clyde. I'm going to say Najee, but I love both of them. Rate this team 12-team PPR. McCaffrey, Kelsey, Monty, Javonte, Lamb, Judy, Kyler. I'd say 8 out of 10, bro. It's a fantastic team. Can we trust JT? No, watch the top of the show, Rico. I talked about it for like a half hour, bro. Have a good day, everyone, says D2. Thank you, D2. Entertainment, thank you for the kind words. Bender, peace out. Rico, breakout running back, wide receiver. Lamb and Javonte Williams, bro. You heard it from me. People are reaching on Lamb. I disagree, but I respect the take. Diggs, Lamb, J.K. Allen, that's fire rock. Door League 2 draft date. Door League 2 is probably going to be like September 1 or like August 30th. Yeah. Door League 2 is drafted about mid-August, so 15th. I'm having trouble finding out what to do in the 3 to 4 turn. I've got news for you, bro. I've got a draft pick trading video series dropping on sleeperu.com, so look for that. Go to sleeperu, the letter U, like university.com. I've got a video series dropping on how to dominate at every single draft spot, so you can pick your spot and go from there. I appreciate all you. Mike Davis or Javonte Williams. Give me Javonte Williams, but I love both. I have pick 11 and 13 in a 10 team, Gibson or Harris. I'm going to go Gibson, then Harris. I have decided to implement a show. Let's try it out real quick before I go, okay? This is called Speed Round Fantasy Football Q&A. Still got 81 people in here. A couple people bailed because they thought I was leaving, but I don't always leave right away. I say I'm leaving and then I don't leave. This is called Fantasy Football, and the music's kind of perfect, but we'll probably create a new music tune for it. Let's see if we can put a new tune to it.
Look at Herb's face.
Herbert. Herbert.
Maybe a bit song. I don't know.
Herbert.
Okay, this is how it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be the Friday show. It might be the Friday show because I think what I'm going to do... just follow it on Twitter. Thank you, Bender. But follow the Fantasy Football Show on IG if you aren't already. I think you are.
Javonte Williams.
Friday night shows moving forward, I think will be me out of the studio. I like to get out of the studio once a week. You know, nice scenery, outside, fresh air, walking around with my phone, doing a live stream on my phone. You guys know the drill, the late night live streams. But I believe Friday nights, we're going to do a speed round fantasy football show. Speed round Q&A. That means I answer every single question I can get my hands on. Fast replies. You ask me some complicated question, I'm skipping over you. It can't be a paragraph. No paragraph. We're talking one-liner questions, okay? I got to be able to read it and answer it. If I can't do it, I skip over you. So let's pretend that's what we're doing. Let's try it out real quick. I want you guys to ask a question. Speed round. We're going to do this for like 2 minutes straight. See how it goes. We're gonna try it out. Ready? Speed round. Drop your question. Make it quick. Ready? Set.
Don't be a bender.
Don't be a bender.
Bender.
Go. Ready? Go. Higbee, Logan Thomas, or Komet in a tight end premium superflex dynasty. That's pretty good, bro. I think Logan Thomas is your number one. Higbee is definitely going to be potentially this year's. Higbee or Logan Thomas are going to be this year's, like, Hawkinson. Cup or Thielen, I'm going to go with Cup, but very, very close. Both guys I don't really go near given their ADP, believe it or not. Top wide receiver is going to be Diggs, in my opinion, maybe Justin Jefferson. Watson getting traded. I don't think so. Brandon, who's going to trade for him right now with all this stuff pending? If it all cleared up quickly, I could see a trade happening, but it needs to clear up quickly for him to have a shot at not getting suspended for the whole year, because I think he will get a suspension. Tyreek or Diggs? Give me Diggs, but you could argue both. I love Diggs, because he's going to be, I think, with Josh Allen, the most consistent stack in fantasy football. There's going to be like 1 or 2 games where these guys don't play well. Even in the fourth quarter when down or when up 2 touchdowns, Diggs and Allen will be scoring. Waller or Kittle? Give me Waller. The injury risk is real. Lamb or Justin Jefferson? Clearly Justin Jefferson. Quietly my number 1 wide receiver right behind Diggs. He could be the guy that takes over. I want Jefferson and Diggs on every team, and Lamb as well. I want all 3, and you can actually get all 3. You can go JJ, Diggs, and Lamb. You can do it. I've done it in multiple leagues, so you don't have to choose between the 2. The abuse I get on the regular, says Bender. Earliest you take Ezekiel Elliott, 4. I contemplate him 3, but 4. Maybe 3 or 4.
Herbert.
Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith? Give me Chase in year 1. But 4 is going to be through the roof between Chase and Burrow. Devontae Smith is injured right now. I think he'll be fine. I think long term, I might like Devontae Smith a tad more or equal. I love both of them. Both have top 6 upside. Tua or Danny Dimes? Neither, bro. Neither. Pick 8. What is your first pick? My first pick is probably going to be Diggs, bro. If he's there, Diggs. I'm going wide receiver. I'm going Adams or Diggs. Oh my God, Robbie wants in the league. Robbie, DM me on Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show right now. Robbie Logan, I'm writing you on the door real quickly. Robbie Logan, Rob.
Trade Sermon.
Robbie
Sermon.
Logan, you're on the door. Even during speed round, I don't mess around. Robbie's in. DM me on Instagram. Pick number 5, Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott, 1.6. Diggs is already gone. How can Diggs be gone at 1.6? There's no way Diggs is gone. If Diggs is gone, Elliott's there. Can't trick me, bro. Where do you take AB? Wide receiver 3 territory, but he's a sneaky good wide receiver 3. I kind of like him. Carter or Sermon. Right now, Carter, but I think Sermon could easily surpass him, but Carter feels like he's on a faster track to be week 1 starter or get potential starter workload quicker. So I'm going to go with Carter. Look, I'm so fast, you guys have now slowed down. Robbie, I'm looking for your Instagram DM right now, Robbie. Okay, in. Email. I sent you a message right now, bro. Montgomery or JT? Oh, that's a good one. I'd probably go JT. And that's not surprising. I'm sure people are like, what? JT Montgomery. Montgomery's a 3.5 to 4.5. JT's a first rounder. JT drops to round 2 for me. But I do like JT enough to say you're packaging in the risk. It's all baked in, boys, at that value. Wilson or A-Rod? Give me A-Rod over Russell Wilson, but I love both of them. Both of them are equally doubted by people going around 7, 8 steals of drafts if you end up falling, if all the picks fall properly and you get your Lambs, you get your Javonte Williams, you don't get to pick a quarterback. Those are the 2 to target. Should I keep JT as my round 3 keeper? It depends on your options. That's not a bad place. You're not like losing value there. He still can outperform that by a lot once he gets going. And I do think JT will get going. He's just not going to be consistent enough to be a first round pick. Gibson or Eckler? Give me Gibson myself. I wouldn't argue against Eckler. He gets his first offseason with Herbert to prepare and learn together. I think this is going to be a great year for the Chargers and Herbert especially, but give me Gibson. Keep trade cut Gibson, CEH Monty. Keep trade cut. Gibson and Clyde. I'm not trading either one of them. You can't force me to do anything I don't want to do, Henry, but I trade or cut Monty if I'm faced with that situation. No, we're not doing that. Waller, Kittle, or 2.07. Yay or nay? Waller, Kittle at 2.7. Sorry. Not Kittle. Not Waller. Neither. Because you can get one of them in round 3, and if you can't, then you got other talent that fell to you. Ridley or Metcalf? I'm leaning Metcalf right now, but barely. I love them both. If I've got 2 leagues and I'm at 14 overall, I'll take 1 in one and 1 in the other. Aaron Jones or Gibson? Give me Gibson, but they're very close. They're very arguable. I don't mind either side on that. I got Robbie. Thank you. I got your message. A guy in my league bet money that he's taking Diggs at 1.3. Okay. Well, someone's gonna fall then, bro. That means like Henry would fall. And again, I'm not saying I like Henry at 1.6. I kind of don't. But I draft him like 8, 9, 10, and then trade him, then sell him high. Fuller or Landry? Fuller, I guess, but neither. I don't love those options, bro. Metcalf or Terry? Metcalf by a mile. I love Scary Terry. Scary Terry could be a top 10 wide receiver this year. But Metcalf's 1 to 5 guy. He's going at like 12 overall to 15 overall. Scary Terry's going in the 4th round. So not even close. Najee or Gibson? I get this one like every 8 minutes. Give me Gibson, but I go back and forth a little bit. But give me Gibson. I want both of them. You can, if you could trade up and own both, man, 2 good running backs to get in round 2 without touching round 1 running back value. Example, you take Diggs at 8, You take Gibson with your natural second rounder, so you got Diggs and Gibson. You trade your 4th rounder and 5th rounder away for a 2nd round pick. Don't tell me it can't happen. We do it all the time. Trade your 4th and 5th rounder. Don't ask for a 2nd pick. Do it 2 for 1. That's the trick. That's what gets people going, ooh, I get a free pick? A free pick? If you do a 2 for 2, they're going to say no. And then if they say no, and then you come back and say, here's my 4th and 5th rounder for your 2nd, they're going to say no because they're in the mood of saying no. You set the tone. We're saying no today. No, 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 no. But if you offer the right deal right away, you offer your 4th and 5th rounder for that 2nd, you'd be surprised at how many people might take it because it's an extra pick. And then you can get Diggs, Gibson, and Harris, bro. Do both. Adams or Josh Allen. Devontae Adams is a top 10 pick, Rico. Josh Allen is a 3rd, 4th rounder. Take Adams. Adams. Dobbins still ranked too low. I could get behind that, Bender. I could get behind that, bro. Metcalf for me, says Terry. Follow my man Smitty on IG, says Bender. Rico, I appreciate you. It's okay to ask those questions, Rico. Where is Penn State?
Trey Sermon.
Okay, so how do you guys feel about that speed round? You like it? Is that a good feel for a Friday show? I might not be in the studio. I might be on the phone out and about, wandering around, but you guys like that feel? I think we're going to do that on Fridays. I think it's going to be a pretty dope show. People are going to love it. Where's my outro music? '88 Penn State. What's your Instagram handle? What's it begin with? Awesome, Rico. Glad you like it. What's up, Badge? Terry likes it. Bender says 5 stars. Appreciate that. Better rookie QB, Lance or Lawrence? I mean, Lawrence is starting week 1. You kind of got to go with Lawrence, but I think at some point Lance could take over that and be the top guy. 74 of you in here, please punch the thumbs up on your way out the door. Always remember, the live chat is there for the replay, but the comment section's wiped clean. There's 0 comments to when this video posts. There'll be 0 comments. It's your chance to ask me a question. Maybe I didn't get to your question. Ask it in the comments right after the video ends. I'm so disappointed in some of you. You say I didn't answer your question. Then when I post the video, you don't ask me in the comments. I'm going to reply every comment and question I get for the first day. Maybe 2 days. I reply to every one of them. At least I try, and I think I do most every time. I reply to every comment. So when the video ends, drop a question in the comments. It helps the video's engagement. And I answer just about every single question for the first 24 to 48 hours. So please get on that. And Penn State, I'm waiting for you, bro. Let's get the draft going, says Bender. I was asking questions for the people, says Rico. Attaboy, Rico. Okay, Penn State. I'm looking for your DM, bro. Later, Colin. Appreciate you, man. Smitty, when do you have time to answer all the comments? I don't know. Shapiro, I find it in bed, bro. In bed with my nightcap on. I sleep in here half the time, just in my chair. I said, see how many times. Oh, okay, hold on, Penn State, hold on. Penn State, I'm looking for your reply. I just need to know what your Instagram handle is. It's like pulling teeth between us, finding me seeing your actual message and what I'm asking. I said C. I said C how many times? 88. I don't know, man. I don't know. We just talked a little 2 or 3 days ago on there. Okay, let me look. Bump our chat real quick on Instagram, bro. Oh, there you are. Okay, 88. There you go. But, like, I need to know your name, bro. I'm looking for 88 Penn State. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Gotcha. There it is. I found you. All right, I'm out of here. Anybody else wants to be in the door league, it's a $20 super chat. Gets you in the door. I walk over, and in permanent marker, I write your name on my studio door. Thank you. I appreciate it, Penn State. I got you. I got all you. We're about, I don't know, we got like 20 spots left, maybe 25 left in the Door League 2. Door League 2 prizes are TBA. I haven't announced what they are yet. They're going to be fire sticks. They're going to get stuff like that. But I'm thinking about offering some cool things in this one, like, you know, co-host a show if you don't want to do that. We got other stuff. And then, of course, other prizes like that DK Metcalf jersey. That's for League 1, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have another one. You asked what it started with, and I told you USC. Gotcha. I got you, Penn State. We're good to go, bro. CMC, D-Hop, and DK for my first 3. Who should I pick at 4? In round 4? C-Mackey. I don't know. Josh Allen, bro. Always Josh Allen. All right, later, guys. Appreciate all you. Peace out. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up on your way out the door. And follow me on Instagram at The Fantasy Football Show. Trying to get to 10K before the season starts. Shout outs to those. Caleb, Andy, John, that dude. You guys all just followed on IG. I'm shouting out people that follow me on IG. Appreciate you guys. Oh, Rico. Rico says, I want a door league spot. Rico Batiste. Batiste? Where is that? Batista? Rico Batista? Thank you, Rico. Rico, DM me on Instagram real quick, if you would. Rico Batista! Rico! Attaboy, Rico. Rico, buddy. The platform will probably be myfantasyleague.com because it accommodates for the kind of league that we might run, which might have multiple copies of players. So Door League 1 is weird. Door League 1 is a best ball 3-player draft where you just draft the top 3 guys you can, and you got to keep into account give my Door League spot to the lucky winner. Why? You don't want in, Rico? You don't want a Door League spot, Rico? Rico, you got to play, bro. We got to have you in it. Terry Roberts. Thank you for the super chat, Terry. No fire sticks. Why? Why no fire sticks, badge? We got fire sticks to give away. Yeah, I'm not going to give away fire sticks. We're giving away more prizes. I'm just saying, those might be like 3rd place, 4th, you know, we'll see. Let's get football stuff. We're going to have stuff, don't worry. I'm showing my support, says Rico. Okay, Rico wants to give away a spot. I'm going to give away a spot. I'm going to give away a Door League spot. One of Rico's spots on the Tuesday, on the Thursday show. So Rico, I'm going to write this down. Rico Batista, thank you, buddy. Rico. Don't worry. Vag, we got prizes, bro. That's how we roll. Okay, I'm going to see you guys later. Rico, thank you for the super chat. I will give your spot away during the Thursday show. So on behalf of Rico, we have 1 spot to give away. We'll figure out how we're going to do that. Appreciate all you joining me. Have a good day, and I'll see you Thursday. Maybe see you tonight. Maybe we'll do a live stream tonight. I don't know. Later. Give away my spot too. Thanks, bro. Why? Elliot, you guys don't want to play in the Door League? Oh my God. 2 spots to give away. Ezekiel 25-17. Wow. People are killing to get into this league, and you guys are both giving your spots away. What amazing people you two are. Rico and Ezekiel. All right, guys. Look for me maybe tonight. I might go live tonight. I know I've said bye 100